This man is a mixed martial artist, weighing in at 145 pounds. Fighting out of SBG, Clonmel, presenting Ronan, Deegan. As his opponent making his way to the cage, fighting out of the red corner. This man is a mixed martial artist, weighing in under 145 pounds. Fighting out of full power MMA, presenting Darren.
We move into a featherweight division bout between Ronan Deegan out of SBG Tullamore in the black tight trunks, the blue wraps, white gloves, and he takes on Darren O'Brien, who's in the tight black trunks with the white gloves and the red wraps.
Ronan Deegan competed just 7 days ago at Clonmel, picking up a second round rear naked choke win against Keelan McElhone. So this is a young man who very much wants to stay active now.
He certainly does. He's in on a single as well. Changes to the double.
Just changed it, turned the corner absolutely beautifully on that takedown. Now trying to shelf the legs to immobilize the movement of his opponent.
He's putting Darren O'Brien's feet up with the salt and pepper on the shelf, and he's going to try work his way up the torso.
And it's a smart tactic if you look into the credentials of Darren O'Brien. Yes, it may be his debut in mixed martial arts, but he's 7-1-1 in K1. So to take the striker down, to take away their greatest weapons, shows some serious MMA IQ. O'Brien's last fight was at Deliverance up in Belfast. He fought to a draw in K1 competition with Noam Weddy.
Trying to use them long limbs as Darren O'Brien and just stop the posture and advancement of Ronan Deegan.
Nice work there by the man on top, just to crush the butterfly of his opponent.
The closed guard is. He's opened the guard open again now, so Deegan might try and exploit that by stepping across. He's got that hand across, as we say, the Dagestani handcuff, but I was talking to Geraint earlier and he said we call it the Midlands handcuff.
Yeah. Potential here for
stepping across,
just,
beautiful.
Yeah.
The way he's sliding that knee across, it's almost like he's using the work he's doing on the top half of O'Brien as a disguise to advance the position.
And if he were to take a little, needs to be wary of the triangle here, but he's doing a good job of compressing O'Brien against the cage, landing big shots.
He's got that Midlands handcuff now, and he's gone to town with this right hand.
Oh, they're big shots, and what he's doing so intelligently is with that, he's preventing O'Brien from intelligently defending himself, which at amateur, especially at this level, the referee will take a long, hard look at.
Looking at head and arm triangle here potentially as well. And again, the cage is going to stop him from getting that, but just looking to pull that ankle away from O'Brien as well. Constant control.
He's not giving O'Brien any kind of space to extend and try and grab onto something. He's keeping him compressed and forcing him into playing his game. Very smart work from Ronan Deegan.
And again, this will be Darren O'Brien, almost a full 3 minutes in defensive grappling.
Trying to push the arm down, almost looking for a triangle here, but making it very, very obvious. Ronan Deegan acutely aware of that, protects himself. And he'll be happy just to ride the round out in this position, Noel.
Yeah, reset and start back on the feet in round two.
Definitely.
And you got to think, Phil, in between rounds there, SBG Tullamore are going to be the happier team. And imagine we sending Ronan Deegan out to say, yeah, rinse and repeat.
Yeah, very much more of the same. Darren O'Brien needs to get on the bike a wee bit more. And as O'Brien who shoots in for the takedown. Or
Deegan in on that takedown.
sorry, Deegan in on the takedown. They are freakishly similar.
It always surprises me, Phil, after spending a round on your back, how many fighters, and you see it at the highest level as well, UFC, Brave Combat Federation, Bellator, etc. When the fighter comes out and the first strike they throw is a kick.
Yeah.
It's almost like a subliminal thing or something, but we've seen it here a couple of times already today at Cage Legacy 13, where fighters do tend to do it.
Darren O'Brien trying to play a little bit of rubber guard here, showing his flexibility, but using it more so as a stalling technique, as a holding technique, as opposed to something offensive.
And because he's done that, that allowed Deegan just to step over that knee and get that side control. And he's almost was focusing too much on that left leg, trying to hold the position. That Deegan, I can see him doing it again, just pushing the legs aside.
Oh, good shots right down the middle. Yeah. Needs to be wary of not spin into the armbar potentially there for O'Brien. Decides to let it go. But you have to give O'Brien credit. He is trying to constantly, he's trying to make stuff happen now, and he's doing a very good job of re-guarding when he gets the chance.
Potentially looking for a Kimura grip and sit up, and again,
hit that bump sweep potentially.
Potentially won't be a submission attempt, but as you said, hit it to sweep. So he's got that wrist control, and Ronan Deegan will be fully aware of what he's trying to do here. And he nullifies it and stops it.
He goes bicep control, switches back to wrist control, but again, just that compressive aggression being shown by Deegan is absolutely wonderful.
There's a nice right hand just on the ear of Darren O'Brien. Looking to control that wrist as well with the left hand under the body of O'Brien, but lets it go right in front of us here, pushing the head through. Time to give us a smile.
Big man clearly enjoying his work today. He needs to keep those hips nice and square with his opponent. Now landing big shots.
Got to be careful of the up kicks, and he just smothers the work of O'Brien. And getting inside them legs, just need to be careful, as you said, Phil. Potential arm bars, triangles there if he's not watching everything he's doing.
O'Brien does have a hand on the wrist again, trying to play with that rubber guard. I'd like to see him get, if he's going to play rubber guard, get underneath the shin as opposed to trying to grab the toes.
But so far, this has been a very dominant display and higher level skill set by Ronan Deegan in the grappling exchanges. O'Brien needs to earn some respect and separation here and try and land a shot, but it's Deegan who turns him back to the cage.
And Deegan just, so far, O'Brien just hasn't had an answer for what Deegan's bringing to the
table. It's almost like,
it
throws me back to the school days. Your maths book used to have the answers at the back of the book, and you know, I didn't look at them until the sums were done, but it's almost like Ronan Deegan has the cheat sheet for everything that Darren O'Brien is offering.
Speaking of sums right now, Deegan is just the equation that can't be figured out.
2 solid rounds put in there by Ronan Deegan, and as we said, the equation needs to be solved. And has he been given information in his corner, Darren O'Brien, to try and solve this puzzle?
Doing a little bit. It's already a better opening start from O'Brien. Just keeping to the hands, but nice work of the level changes from Deegan to keep his man guessing.
That's more like it by Darren O'Brien. He's got to push the action.
That's some good work to the body. Head movement by Deegan. There's that kick, and it's the kick every time that is the precursor to the takedown being initiated by Deegan. It's almost as if he's waiting for that kick and then closes distance and gets his takedown.
I don't have the stats in front of us here, but I think he is a 100% record on takedown attempts here, Ronan Deegan.
Yep, he has indeed. But again, every time it's coming off the kick, that's what's the starting point, the catalyst, if you will.
I think it's just that natural Muay Thai K1 background of Darren O'Brien. When he's thrown his hands, he wants to follow up with the kick and end his combinations.
And obviously, as we've seen in Muay Thai and K1, the teep is essentially a jab, a rangefinder.
It's a get away from me kick at times, unless, of course, you're Anderson Silva or Leona Machida.
Or Ronan Deegan, who uses it to parlay into a takedown. But watch out for the armbar here.
The arm and potential there, but
Deegan needs to square off those hips. I did mention that at the end of the second round.
Gets the hands out of there, but good attempt by Darren O'Brien. That's going to tell Ronan Deegan, you have to watch your work here.
Deegan really has to just be acutely aware of those little shifts in the hip from O'Brien. Keep his hips nice and square. With the open guard here, there's potential for him to get double underhooks on the legs, compress and turn into the side control. But he seems to be happy being all the way in right now, landing little pot shots.
O'Brien was looking initially there for that Kimura grip again, but it banned them, potentially looking for triangle here. Looking for that neck as well. In the guard, but nothing there. Deegan just steps out of it easily. Heavy hips with a big right hand landing.
Landing just as he fell back into the guard. And again, that guard's been open more than it's been closed. And again, playing with that rubber guard, holding on to the ankle as opposed to underneath the calf.
40 seconds, let's go to work with that right hand. There you go, 35, Ronan, let's go, finish.
And I think you're going to see Deegan just upping the
steps in front of the full mount, just as you say that. That was beautiful, just like a coiled spring, just springed into that mountain.
And the game plan here will be, I think, just to mount, land big shots, leave something definitive in the eyes of the judges going into the final round here, or going into the closing stances of the round and indeed the fight.
And you got to give it to Ronan Deegan here. He is pushing the action. He could have came in here and tried to stall 2 rounds up, but he is looking for the finish.
Lighting him up with big shots.
Looking for a footlock potentially there. Right on the bell was Darren O'Brien, but a phenomenal display by Ronan Deegan.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we go to your judges' scorecard.
We'll be back.
All 3 judges scored this bout 30-27. For your winner, the unanimous decision.